So we go into the stage number 2 where we have to have a well-guided horse. You know, the rules of the NRHA as a good reiner horse have to be well guided with any pair of resistance. So we got to make sure we train correctly towards that goal. You know, our horses, they need to be well guided. One of the things that we do here in our program, we will teach our horses to follow our eyes. Wherever our eyes go, like my body shape or my eyes go look, that horse needs to follow that. As well, obviously, the horse needs to be well guided with my hands. So if I never use my hand, the horse needs to respect that direction or that commanded and then guide it through a new direction. So I want to demonstrate to you again. We have a 3-year-old here, filly, that came behind, and now we got into the transition from 2 hands to one-handed. Most likely, you know, in that stage, they're gonna make all kind of sort of mistakes, and that's the reason we choose to use her today, because that's a good example in a stage where you go from 2 hands to 1 hand in the transition. So we're gonna be working with this filly, and we're gonna demonstrate to you guys part of that program and having a well-guided horse. So we're gonna start with the same. Now mentally, we have her mentally hooked and the circle or the direction we want to go. So we're going to start the same way that we did stage number 1. Right there, I just kind of feel like she's going away from me. I'm going to go ahead and redirect them and guide it with my hand. Every time I make a move with my hand, I'm going to make sure that horses respond with any pair of resistance. Here we go. Now we're going to go into the lope. And before I guide it with my hand, I'm going to make sure I look the direction that I want to go. So for example, right here, I'm going to look a little bit to the right, and then I'm going to guide it with my hand. And I'm not going to let my hand go until that horse is with me and is soft and is under the bridle. And I'm going to release. I'm going to look again to the right. I'm going to steer him again and guide him again. So before I move my hand, I always want to make sure that my eyes and guide her to begin with it, and then I follow up with my hand. Time to time, I'm going to help him with my inside hand just to make sure she knows the direction she's supposed to be look. I'm going to grab my inside rein, which is my direct rein right here, and I'm just going to shape up her face a little bit the direction I'm supposed to be guiding. So I'm looking into the right circle right now. Now I'm going to look straight. I'm going to let her go. If she goes away from the circle, that's okay. It's part of having a well-guided horse. Like I was saying in the beginning, let her make all the mistakes she wants to make. I'm gonna look, steer again. And every time I want to steer, I want to make sure I look first. There we go. Like right there, I just looked and very gently with my hand, and she started guiding the direction I wanted to go. That's our goal. Before we put any type of frame or softness in their face, collected, we got to make sure we have a well-guided horse all over the arena. Doesn't matter where you're going, doesn't matter what figure eight you do. There you go. I always tell my students and my people, your eyes is the guide of the horse. If you look the direction you want to go, the horse must follow you, eyes, along with your hand. There you go. Most like it, I'll be honest with you, when you have a horse well guided, the horses start looking for the position of their heads, and you don't have to really work in their mouth or their heads. So I'm looking at the circle. She must be stay at the circle. She goes away from the circle. I'm gonna go ahead and guide it and say, hey, you messed up. But I'm gonna let, like I say, I always let my horses make a mistake before I make a correction. I don't want to protect my horses. I don't want to say, don't go that way. They can go wherever they want to go and find themselves. So they have to be listening to me. They have to be with me, and they got to come on the same page and have the same thoughts that I have. This morning I came here and I said, I want to do a circle. I know what I want. She doesn't know what I want. For her, it's a new day. It's a new maneuver. It's kind of going away. Okay, look, steer. Perfect. I go look, steer. It's very, very simple steps to follow on a daily basis. And if you continue with the program, most likely you're going to start increasing the communication with your horse. Your horse is going to stay with you. There we go. And then going to start performing the maneuver that you want to execute. There we go. Very, very simple program for them. You want to make it as simple as possible because, you know, there's a lot going on. Now we're going to guide them again. Oh, perfect. That's what we do to have our horse well guided. We got to make sure that we can steer every single area in the arena in an open space. Never protect your horse for not to make a mistake. Let him make the mistake. Always want to make sure you start guiding him with the shape of your eyes or your body shape, and then follow up with your hand. You know, you're looking for your main goal is make sure that horse is listening to your hand, and make sure that horse doesn't have any apparent resistance when you guide it. Because when you show, you will need to guide your horse. Okay, we're gonna follow up the next episode.